Okay, during the break, I went ahead and grabbed up a span table. We're going to put a composite concrete metal deck across here to support our green roof system. And I went ahead and looked these up. I Googled for composite floor deck and found a chart system. And here we have even like a 2-inch depth floor system, spanning between 7 and 12-foot range. Now, these aren't the engineering tables, but they're just guidelines about where we can start. I don't know if they probably go all the way. If we go down all the way through these charts, we'll get to actual span tables. They're full of all kinds of really interesting and I guess maybe technical descriptions about all the relationships of spanning these composite deck systems, fastening them down, getting data off of the charts. Here you can see some fasteners which would fasten it down to the truss system. And then we get into, I think somewhere down here probably, you can even see some details about the kind of beam systems. In this case, they're using wide flanges. And here they're starting to use, this is truss systems here. So enough of that. I'm just trying to introduce this idea that we really need to beef up this roof system over kind of what we had originally designed. And but I had set these 4 foot apart. They really don't need to be. They'll span the 8 foot, no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete out some of these. So now we have that kind of an 8 foot span. And I want to now put a roof system on there. We're going to define it as a floor system. It's not liking where we're starting with here, but I'll go to level 2. And if we were to put a floor structural system in, all we have in my document is insulated slab, and I really need another one. So I'm going to open up a new document. And what I've done is, just to tell you why I have such a limited selection, you may have the one in it already. I had purged out a lot of the extra elements when I was working on this document. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go and open up a new file, a new project that is with the architectural template. And all I'm doing is just using this to grab a definition of a floor assembly. I'm going to go to structure, and I'm going to go to floor, and it's going to allow me to pick that 3-inch lightweight concrete on a 2-inch metal deck. And I'm just going to make a little piece of floor, check it, and I'm going to grab it, copy it, go back to our drawing, and paste it. I don't really care where I paste it. I'm going to end up deleting it. But I have now that assembly, that 3-inch lightweight concrete on the 2-inch metal deck. And so now if I go to create a structural floor system, which I will do over the building now, from the top corner to the bottom corner. And I've got it selected for insulated floor slab. Span direction, yes. Whoops. I don't know. Would you like to? No. Sorry, I missed some of that dialogue. I was just trying to click through it. So I'm going to click on that floor again. And this time I'm going to go down and grab our lightweight concrete. Then I can get rid of the original slab I pasted in. And I can go back to this drawing and just close this out. All I did was use that to grab that component with. Okay, so now if we cut a section through this, I'm going to go ahead and grab our section tool, and I'm going to pull a section through our slab. And we'll go over to sections, and we'll pull that section. And what I want to do is take our rendering detail and put it up to high. All right, this button down here, fine, should I say. And you can see in our cross section now we have our composite roof system. And it's sitting down, so the top of it is at level 2, but it is 3 inches of concrete on 2 inches of metal deck, so it's 5 inches thick. So I really just want to offset this 5 inches so it sits right on top of the web joist structure that we have. So now we have a roof assembly, or a roof spanning over our structural elements. We'll go back and look at this in the 3D view and go to wireframe so we can see through it. All right, so we're really set now to build up our green roof. And when I pick this up again, I'll have some of the information on what makes up a green roof. Oh, I know one other thing we need to do is actually put an insulation system in here. Let's go back to our section view. So we don't have any insulation on the top now. We're going to add our green roof, which will have soil and our succulents or whatever our vegetation will be. But we need something between the roof deck and the for insulation. So we could go in and actually modify this. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that type. My dialog box is off the screen, so I'll drag it on and try to shrink it down here a little bit so it fits. And we'll go ahead and duplicate it, and we'll call it insulated. And I'll say 8-inch. With the 3-inch. I'll go OK. Now we have our new defined floor system, which is really a roof system. Sorry for that. And we have our lightweight concrete. We're going to go ahead and insert an insulation, and I'm going to move that up to the very top. And like I said, they're going to make this 8 inches thick. And we'll go out and we'll look for some rigid insulation. Let's see if I have it. Rigid insulation. If not, you'll have to search for it a little bit. And we'll click OK. Now we have a 13-inch assembly. So I'll click OK on that, OK on that. And now we move the whole thing down another 8 inches. So I need to go up to 13 inches. And we're back to our level. So now we're ready. You know, we have a really generously thick kind of insulated covering over that. That might be a bit excessive, should I say. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and change that to 6 inches. That just seems a little bit silly. So let me do that. Because that will be well insulated because it's going to have soil on top of that in addition. So we'll go down to 6 inches here. And that means we'll need to move this down 2 inches. So we'll be going to 11 inches. And there we are sitting on the top of our framing. Okay, so the next thing we'll pick up is the construction of the green roofing material on our next clip.